Welcome back to another episode of the Man Up Podcast, Next Man Up Podcast. This episode 36. I ain't gonna lie, it's been a long time since we recorded. Our last video was 7 days ago, so this probably gonna be like eight or so days since we actually put out a video or episode. So I'm back. I'm glad to be back with another episode. But we got a lot to talk about today. Since we've been gone, a lot of stuff happened in the NBA. Dame has requested a trade. We really want to touch on that today because it's been a few days since that happened and nothing's really moved. I know he wants to go to Miami. They still trying to figure out a trade, maybe get Tyler Hero to a second destination. But NBA Summer League started as well. We've been seeing some of the best young players in the NBA be able to showcase their talent in front of the national media. You know, second year players are balling out. Victor Wembanyama had his debut, looked very, very, very shaky. Underwhelmed as far as expectations. We saw Scoot Henderson get it going in his first game, injured his shoulder. Amen Thompson's out for the whole entire summer league. So today on the podcast, though, we're gonna be talking about ranking the top 5 young cores in the NBA, best, worst offseason moves, players we've been most impressed with and disappointed with in the summer league. The NBA announced the midseason tournament, something they're bringing in next season to increase competition and like make the regular season more important. And the NFL, we got way too early NFL award predictions and the AFC South record predictions. Before we get started, though, what y'all been on, man? I ain't gonna lie, I've been away for 7 days. I need a vacation. I went to go see
Hey
Drake.
man,
Got a haircut.
hey,
So
hey, much needed haircut, man. I really
yeah, I
like
know
the
it
new
was
look.
much. It was much needed.
It,
I'm not gonna
it kind of reminds me of a sophomore teeth, man. You look a
lie.
lot more professional. But hey, let's not lie to the viewers. I feel like the reason why we haven't recorded is we just been a little distracted. I know Teeth isn't gonna admit it, but the new app Threads, like he was
Bruh.
just very, he was just very like his attention wasn't on the right thing. But we're back. We're back.
No, and I'm glad to be back though. But let's get it. Let's get into it though. Um, our first topic for today is gonna be ranking the top 5 young cores in the NBA. So I think we've been going off people lists. So we did what do we do? Draft prospects. We did that the top 10 number one overall picks from the last 10 years. I think Jaedon did that one. So we're gonna go with Max list today. So whenever you're ready, Max, give me your top 5 NBA young cores.
My top 5 NBA. Well, let me restart that. So we're going 25 and under, right? Keep that
Yeah,
in mind
25
when
and
thinking
under.
about these lists. We're talking about 25 and under. I'm taking into account draft capital. Obviously, that's why you got this team number 1. But I have the Thunder, the Grizzlies, the Pelicans, the Cavs, and the Magic. Houston doesn't make it just because I think Orlando right now might have a better core than them. I think Paolo is better. I think he could be the best player out of both those teams. I think Paolo's good. They have depth. They honestly have players who have shown they can do more than some of the Rockets players. That's why Houston didn't make it. And I don't think Houston's better than the other ones because all the other teams have shown they can do something. I got OKC 1 because they have depth, they have a star, and they still have picks on top of it. So whether you trade those picks to go get another star or you can just keep drafting young players, this could be a long time dynasty. Not a long time dynasty, but you can extend this window a lot longer because you get more and more youth coming in. Memphis, Bane, JJJ, and Ja, all under 20 or 25 and under. They've made it in the playoffs. They've shown what they can do. They've been a 2 seed. What were they, 2 seed last year too? Or just this year?
Yes, back-to-back
Well,
seasons.
back-to-back seasons. Made the second round. The Pels. We all kind of forgot Bi is on 25 right now, so he counts. Zion. Obviously, they just drafted Jordan Hawkins. You got Trey Murphy, Herb Jones. You got a lot of pieces down there. Cleveland's next, taking out Donovan Mitchell, but you still have Darius Garland, Jared Allen, Evan Mobley, and then Orlando. I have 5.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. My biggest gripe though, Max, is the Thunder over the Grizzlies. There is no way. It's like no way because the Grizzlies have made the playoffs back-to-back seasons. They went to the second round. They show a lot more than the Thunder. You have the defensive player of the year in Jaren Jackson Jr. You got John Morant, a top 15 player in the NBA, top 16 player in the NBA. I just feel like the Thunder have not actually shown that they have not shown they can make the playoffs. They have that not shown they lost in the play-in. They have a great future. They have one of the best. We doing a list like if we're doing a list like the brightest futures in the NBA. You probably put the Thunder in there number 1 because of the draft capital they have, the players they have on the roster. We talk about the best young cores in the NBA. The Grizzlies for me are number 1. They have the defensive player of the year. They have a second-team All-NBA player in John Morant. They've been to the playoffs twice. They've went to the second round twice. They have consistency. They actually shown they've one of the only young cores in the NBA that actually made the playoffs. So to have the NBA young core that has made the playoffs twice, not number one, is crazy to me. That's crazy to me. To have them over the Grizzlies, the Thunder over Grizzlies is crazy to me.
So I mean, did you expect the Thunder to be in the play-in tournament this year?
No.
So that's what I'm saying. This has been one season where Jalen Williams is a rookie, Chet hasn't touched the floor, Josh Giddey's a rookie. Like, we just got these players, right? And they've shown this. So who knows the kind of jump they can make next season, right? Maybe we do make the playoffs. Like, I'm just saying, like, Ja's been in the league. He got drafted 2019. This is his fourth year, right?
Yeah.
Fourth year. JJJ's 2018. Desmond Bane's 25. So he's been in it for a little bit, right? They've had this time to grow. Huh?
This is Desmond Bane's third year, but
yeah. I'm saying wait. 25. He's been in the league for a while.
Right?
This will be Ja's fifth year, right?
No, I got drafted 2019.
Okay. Yeah.
Right? I'm thinking.
He got drafted 2019. I just don't know how he was.
But still, I'm saying, like, in my opinion, I have Shea over Ja. I know we talk about that. I think you guys might agree, don't agree. I don't know. But I'm not gonna say I'm a Chet hater because I'm not, but I'm scared what Chet's gonna be. But he's shown a little bit of promise in the summer league. He's played well, right? Shown some glimpses. I'm hoping he can show that. Jalen Williams played great last year. Josh Giddey played great. We had good role players off the bench. Trey Mann's had these little glimpses in season and in summer league. Like, we have I'm sorry, like, because when you're looking at Memphis, you're looking at 3 players, and I get it. 3 players are big, right? You have tons of potential on OKC's team, and you have 35 draft picks over the next 7 years, right? So you're talking about young cores. I'm taking that into it. I guess when you said bright futures, I kind of put that similarly together. I get what you're saying with, like, proven young cores versus, like, futures. Like, I get it's kind of 2 conversations. But when you have, like, the top end talent of Shea, and you have great role players like a Josh Giddey, like a Trey Mann coming off the bench, Jalen Williams, you have potential with Chet. Like, at the end of this year, we could easily, like, it could be switched landslide the other way. You know what I'm saying? Like, if Chet wins Rookie of the Year, right? Chet comes out being this great defensive force who can stretch the floor, right? He's a step down from JJJ, right? He's 2 steps down from JJJ, and you still have the depth off the bench, right? Like, I'm just saying, like, there's so many more pieces on that team. I get it. There's not Jaws here, and then JJJ and then Desmond Bane are all top, 35, 40 players? Is that fair?
Jaren Jackson Jr. is a top, like, 20.
I'm saying, are those 3 top 35, 40 players, right?
Who?
JJJ, Bane, Ja.
Yeah, but they're top 30. I'm not gonna lie. So yeah, top 35, top 40.
Yeah, I think I got Shea at 12, 11, 12, I think. So I got him higher than Ja. I got Shea at 12. But yeah, like, after that, it kind of drops off. But I think it just gets picked up with the depth of players they have and the amount of picks they have coming in.
All right, so
go ahead.
So I know Latif said his biggest problem was the Grizzlies behind the Thunder. Max, I'm not too mad at that. I see where you're going, but then I also see where Latif is going. My biggest problem with this list is not having the Houston Rockets up here. Like, it's so much depth, it's so much talent. First off, you get a man with your 4th pick this year. You have Jabari Smith, who's been absolutely killing it as of late in the summer league. Well, I can't even say as of late. Just his first 2 summer league games, he's been killing it. Tari Eason, he looks very promising. Then you have Sengun. And then I think that we're forgetting about Kevin Porter Jr., bro. First off, Kevin Porter was actually very efficient this year. He's definitely going to be coming off the bench. Why is you looking like that, bro?
Very efficient.
He was efficient, bro. What? All right, 45% from the field goal range, and then 37% from 3.
I like KBJ. So
37% from 3, and then also he's not gonna have to force the playmaking issues. Like, a man is gonna be able to do that shit off the. My bad. He's gonna be able to do that for him off the bench. So I feel like not having the Houston Rockets on here is crazy. Like, their whole team's, like, makeup is of young talent. Like, that's what they are this year. So, and then how old is Dylan Brooks?
Stop.
How old is Dylan Brooks?
I get what you're saying. But, like, I think there's big question marks with players on their team. And I'm not saying that Orlando's this proven team, but I think Paolo is the most surefire player out of those 2 teams, right? I think Paolo's going to be a dog. I'm super high on him.
I think Amen's going to be a dog.
Huh?
I think Amen's going to be a dog.
That's fair.
I think Amen is going to be a star.
He hasn't even played an NBA game, right? And that's the same thing with Chet, what I was saying earlier. Like, we've seen glimpses, like, we see some stuff in summer league, but now he's injured. So it's like, I'm taking that with a grain of salt. Paolo won Rookie of the Year, right? Scored 20, inefficient at times, but, like, he's a rookie. You know what I mean? Like, I get it, right?
At times, he was inefficient the whole time.
is Jalen Green's way more inefficient. So I'm not gonna have this discussion.
I didn't bring up Jalen Green, but I
I'm
forgot
just
about
saying,
Jalen
like, I
Green.
think he's
I
the
didn't
most.
even say
He's,
Jalen Green.
for me, like, I just think like between those two teams, when you throw in Franz Wagner, when you throw in, I guess when you want to bring in rookie classes, you got Cam Whitmore and you got Amen is obviously better than Anthony Black and
Cam
Jett
Whitmore.
Howard. But I'm just saying, as far as like complementary pieces of building a team, I'm just not getting star power guys. Orlando's building a team right now. You know what I'm saying? Houston just getting this guy and this guy and this guy and this guy and this guy, right? Like, I don't think they have like a fit.
That's not true.
How is the team going to fit together? It's just a weird
What do
fit.
you-
Like, I'm sorry, like
They have a lot of talent they have to develop. I'm not
yes,
gonna lie.
like I think like Orlando.
First off, you have Amen as your playmaker. I know that you got Fred VanVleet. Again, that is stupid. We're gonna get into that later.
It's like,
You get
got-
Fred VanVleet, but then you also get in a way veteran presence with Dylan Brooks in defense. That plays a part into it, and then you get veteran presence when you bring in Jeff Green, all that type of stuff, and then you have your center, Sengun, you have Amen. Bro, it's a whole bunch of team. It's a whole bunch
that's
of
what I'm
pieces.
saying,
What do you
like,
mean they're not
you
building
have-
a team?
You have Amen, you have JG, you have Fred now. I'm not going to count him as a young core, but like you have all these ball handlers. Like, it's just, I don't know, it's just weird. Like, Orlando has their ball handlers, they have scores, they have Anthony Black for defense, and you got Paolo. You know what I mean? Like, you have your star in Paolo, you got your complementary scorers in Franz and Jet, you got Anthony Black playing defense, you got Mark Helder on the offense. You know what I'm saying? Like, they have pieces that are like, I feel like there's so many people just going head to head, and like maybe they can all develop perfectly in Houston, but I feel like it's going to be tough to develop in that situation. So I don't know.
Yeah,
Especially-
I'll give you that. I feel like I said earlier, I don't think Cam Whitmore is going to be able to develop as people are
there's so
saying.
many guys on that team that need minutes.
Too-
Like, it's just tough.
So
So and
many
like,
guys.
especially what Latif was saying with like how like Memphis has won because they've shown it, right? Like, who on Houston's shown me anything so far? You know what I mean? Like, at least Paolo got a rookie of the year. Paolo put up 20. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just like thinking about it. Like, at least people have showed me something. So Houston,
Listen.
don't get me wrong. We could be talking about this, and Houston and Detroit could be the best team in like 3 years. You know what I'm saying? Like, they could be the best potential in 3 years. But
Let me cook, man. Listen. I just forgot to mention this earlier. The reason I can't have the Thunder over the Grizzlies is because they have the better like players as well. Like, yeah, Shea might be better than Ja, but after that, it's literally Ja, Desmond Bain, Triple J as the best players left in the young cores. Like, that's literally how it goes. They have the second best player, the third best player, and the fourth best player as far as both the young cores. They've been to the playoffs.
I don't think Shea's
They've
better
shown
than
it.
Ja.
Okay, well, you don't. That's not even. Like, you don't think Shea's better than Ja? We don't have to go there. But they have the second, third, and fourth best players stamped without debating who's better with Ja or Durant. They've shown it in the playoffs. They've been there twice. They've been the second seed. They've been the second seed in the West twice in a row. Like, and that's been a large part to this young core. Jaren Jackson Jr. was just the defensive player of the year. We're not gonna keep just like overlooking at that. Like, he was just the defensive player of the year. Now, I have Chet as my rookie of the year coming into next season. I feel like he's gonna step into that role and be great for the Thunder. But as far as right now, Jaren Jackson Jr. clears. JJ is better than Giddey. He's better than Jalen Williams. Desmond Bain is better than Jalen Williams. He's better than Giddey. He's better than everybody. You want to say they're more top heavy because they only have 3 players, but they literally cleared the rest of the young core. Y'all have the picks and y'all have the brighter future, maybe. But we've been honest.
So it's not even a question, brighter future for sure. I'm sorry. Like, as of today, that's a brighter. That's not a, like 35 draft picks and the depth and potential that you have
to hit on those draft picks. You have to hit on those draft picks. You have to hit on those draft picks. You have to hit on those draft picks. 1, 2. They're not gonna use all of those. They have to trade them away for players and stuff like that.
Even
as
better.
well.
I'm just saying, even better. Like,
I'm not gonna lie. Like, I feel like personally, the Grizzlies are one piece away from being a championship team. They're one player away from being a championship team. Like, that, whoever they can trade for. And I feel like they're gonna be contenders again this year. Like, they just got Marcus Smart. They just got Derrick Rose, some veteran leaders that can come and help John Morant with this. You know, the issues he's dealing with. People like to, since John Morant has gotten in trouble and all that other stuff, like, you like to forget, like, this man was second team All NBA, I believe, a year ago. He was an MVP candidate in the beginning of the year. This man is like that still. He's still a top 15 player in NBA. Like, John Morant is still that guy. And you can make an argument that he's better than Shea, and I would debate it because I think Shea's better than him. But besides that, they have the next 3 best players in the young core discussion. They also have Zaire Williams. They also have Gigi Jackson. I think David Roddy. I don't know if he's over 25. They have some other people.
He's younger.
Yeah, so they have some other people that we just haven't mentioned outside of that top three. So
I guess I'm bringing in potential and I'm bringing in picks, and that's what I'm thinking about when I'm thinking of young cores. I'm thinking of everything. So I guess whatever. Maybe we're thinking of it differently, but I'm thinking of everything. I'm putting everything into account. So maybe you're counting that as brightest future, but I'm thinking of young cores because I'm not like potential wise. Like I don't know about Giddey, but I think Jalen Williams could be a great player in the league. So like I'm high on him, but I get it. We're looking at proven stuff right now. But still, like I just think we have bits and pieces of both because I think last year, I think people were thinking we were in the Wemby running, right? Everyone thought we might get Wemby because we'd be so bad, but we made the playing game, beat the Pels. Like we did a lot more than anyone asked us to. So Shea was an all NBA first team caliber player.
Did somebody have a ring growing, bro? I need to turn that
on. What?
Did somebody have a ring growing?
Yeah, me. That's
Next topic up though, we got the best and worst offseason moves from the NBA. Free agency and offseason this far. It can be the draft, anything like that. The best and worst moves from this year's free agency though.
I'll go first. If you guys want to go first, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, give me your best and worst move from this offseason.
My worst move is the Jeremy Grant contract in Portland. And the best move, in my opinion, was the Porzingis trade to Boston. I don't know what Portland's thinking. Trade Dame, keep Dame. It's a huge contract for Jeremy Grant, who I don't think is worth all the money they gave him. Like $32 million a year. I don't think it's worth it. So I think whether they're trying to build with Dame and they end up keeping him or something, or the trade finally goes through, either way, they set themselves up in a bad position to have to pay him for 5 years. So I'm not a fan of that. Porzingis, I love the trade. I think size-wise, their team's huge. They could put Porzingis at the 4 and still have Al Horford or Robert Williams at the 5. You could play big. Defensively, it works. I think that especially Milwaukee, they re-signed their guys, but they didn't really add much help. Boston might be the best. I think even if Dame goes to Miami, I'm still thinking Boston might be the best team in the East.
No.
It's not. I'm
not gonna lie. So Kristaps Porzingis moved the needle that much for you. Whereas if Dame goes to Miami, that doesn't move the needle. They just beat them. Them.
What we're not talking about is how much is Miami gonna have to lose? They lost Gabe.
They're gonna use players. They're not gonna. Bro, I'm not gonna lie. If we're being completely honest, Dame clears the combination of Tyler Hero, one who did not play this postseason, Max Strus. Who else they lose?
Gabe
Vincent, like
this is Dame Robinson, Kyle Lowry. Like I'm just saying, like Nikola Jovic. They probably will keep Duncan Robinson. You have not seen a glimpse of Nikola Jovic. If they trade Jaime, you have not seen a glimpse of him. The addition of Dame literally makes them the favorites in the East, especially with Eric Spoelstra as head coach. He doesn't need a great roster. We've seen that year in, year out. He not need a great roster to elevate a team. You add Damian Lillard to the Miami Heat, they're clearly the favorites in the East. They're going to be better than the Celtics. They literally just beat them without Damian Lillard. Yes, you lost. It went 7. It went 7. They were.
It doesn't matter. They were up 3-0. What are we talking about? And they didn't have Tyler Hero.
What's Miami's biggest issue?
Scoring, and they're going to get
size. Bam Adebayo was 6'9", and you went
scoring and inside. They're both needed.
Bam Adebayo was not 6'9", but
Bam Adebayo was 6'9".
No, he's not. He's taller than 6'9". I literally just seen a picture of him standing next to Jason Tatum, who's 6'8". He's not 6'9", bro. Anyways,
he's 6'9" everywhere, so I'm sorry, but I'm going off.
Anyways, the biggest problem was literally scoring, and that problem against the Celtics specifically really wasn't size; it was scoring. And so you adding Dame, who's one of the best scorers we've ever seen in NBA history, that's going to really alleviate that. You haven't Jimmy Butler not be able to have to carry that scoring load. Come on now, let's be honest.
But bringing a 7-foot forward onto the court. So you have a 7-foot forward, you still have a center, and you got Jason Tatum. I'm sorry, Bam's. I get it. Bam. He might be 6'10", 6'11". Cool. He's more. I don't know, but like that's a lot of work for him. They signed Kevin Love. Kevin Love's not a defensive guy. Who do they have guarding all these bigs? You bring Cody Zeller's not there anymore. Like size is huge. I'm sorry.
Oh, I forgot about stinky Cody Zeller. Oh my gosh. I think he went to the Pelicans. Oh my gosh. No. I forgot all about that. You just reminded me.
I get it. I get scoring was bad. And to be honest, I get it. Damian Lillard's a better scorer than Gabe Vincent, whatever. Max Strus, not a word. But Gabe Vincent and Max Strus both showed up at times when it mattered. Like they were scoring options. So I think depth is a big issue in the league, right? Go back in the past couple of champions. Every team has depth. Miami is quickly losing their depth, and Boston still has it. Boston might be I'm never high on Boston. I never think Boston's gonna win it. I think Boston might win it next year. Like Boston's this team's good.
Hey, I think the Nuggets. I mean, I think
What are we
the Celtics are looking great, bro.
What?
They're looking
What are we
great.
speaking about?
First off, I don't care. I don't care what you're talking about, Teef. About first off, KP is a 20-10 capable guy. I don't care what you say. But adding him to that roster with Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, bro, that is killer, bro. What do you mean? That's killer. First off, that makes them that makes them a lot bigger.
So they're number 2 in the East.
You just said I didn't lie. I'm gonna have the Celtics as a
you did
win it
did
all.
say Celtics.
Yeah, I said I might have them winning it all.
About? The Nuggets, they're not beating the Nuggets. They're not beating the Nuggets. They still don't have an answer for it.
Come on, in the East.
If I have
he was talking about in the entire.
If I have them in the championship, they could win it all in my mind.
They're not beating the Nuggets, bro.
But yes, I think it's realistic to say that it could be Denver and Boston. If Boston's in the finals, they have a chance to win the finals.
Bro, they're not winning the finals because. So are we not gonna act like they didn't just use the defense player of the year? So they lost perimeter defense, which the perimeter defense this year was not that good. It would be honest, it was a lot less potent than it was with Ime Udoka. We still have questions about Joe Mazzulla. We still have questions if Jaylen Brown can't even go left. You talking about them going to the championship?
Yes,
Let's
be
honest.
Questions about Joe Mazzulla, but he's now had a year under the ropes. I'm sorry. He's
okay, and Jaylen Brown Jaylen Brown still can't go left. Jason Tatum is still inconsistent in the playoffs. So I don't know why you trying to Damian Lillard, if he goes to the Heat, they are the favorites to come out the East. They are the favorites.
All right, are y'all ready for my thing?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, I'm going to take a different approach to this. So the worst move is my worst. I'm gonna say the worst move is the Warriors acquiring Chris Paul and keeping him. I feel like that's pretty garbage. I don't know what he's going to do to help that team. It's just the fit doesn't seem right. But again, it is the Warriors. It is Chris Paul. Maybe they'll find some way to make it work, but it just doesn't. On paper, just looking at it, it just doesn't make much sense to me. For my best offseason move, can I pick two people for the same team?
Yeah.
My best offseason move is Marcus Smart and Derrick Rose going to the Grizzlies. I think this means a lot to Ja Morant specifically, and it does help their team. It gives them a veteran presence. It's going to calm a lot of that foolishness that we seen last year down. But this is very great for Ja Morant. One, let me talk about Derrick Rose. As we see with multiple people, I think Julius Randle as of late, and just a lot of guys, like when they talk about Derrick Rose's presence on the locker room, like he's not a loud guy, but he's just even keel. Like he's never too high, he's never too low. But he's just the way that he impacts the players on that team. And then Ja Morant is a Derrick Rose type of mold. Like so, if you have Derrick Rose just mentoring him, like I feel like the Grizzlies could actually do something. So now I'm actually a big fan of Ja Morant. So yeah, I think adding Derrick Rose, adding Marcus Smart, adding the veteran presence is going to help the Grizzlies a lot. So I like that move.
My best move of this offseason was the Lakers re-signing. Jesus. Anyways, my best move of the offseason was the Lakers re-signing Austin Reeves to a 4-year, $53 million deal. I feel like getting him for that cheap is insane value. He was projected to get like $20 million a year, so getting him for 13 over the course of 4 years was a great move. My worst moves was the Rockets signing Dylan Brooks to a 4-year, $80 million deal. I get it; he brings you culture and defense, but he is not worth that. They also have incentives for him to get to $90 million, which would be crazy. It's 4-year guarantee. They have no out, so I feel like signing him to that contract was not ideal at all. He's probably gonna have to start for you and take away minutes from the young core. So I don't really like that move at all. I don't think he's worth that at all. In contention was Jeremy Grant. Did you say yours, Max?
I said Jeremy Grant. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So Jeremy Grant was one of the worst ones. Who did you say, Jaden, as your worst one?
Chris Paul.
CP3. Beal might be. Bradley Beal might be.
No.
No, I said no. It's smart that they got Jordan. They got the Jordan Poole thing off the book. But I'm saying keeping Chris Paul. I think keeping him is a bad idea. I don't like that.
I mean, It's gonna be hard to kind of move him. I'm not gonna lie, because you have to find a team that's buying him out, and then basically you'll be losing Jordan Poole for nothing. It depending on what you got back from Chris Paul, which his value is really, really low at this point in time career. So I don't know what you really would get
What
back
can
from him.
Chris Paul do though?
He can lead the second unit.
Okay, but I don't think he's as effective in the pick and roll like he used to be at all. He can't shoot. Like, well, what can he do now? He's not great on defense. In a way, you can kind of say he's below average on defense now.
He's got
So
a
what is
sick, he's got a sick mid range game, man. He's crazy.
his mid range is not the same. His mid range is not the same at all.
I'm sorry, in the playoffs, he was hitting these little mid range faders. Like that's all. I don't know what he can do. He can
He's
pass
not
the
this.
ball.
I don't know
Yeah.
what Chris Paul does
Yeah.
well anymore.
Yeah. What's up, Tief? What are you looking at?
I'm looking at Wemby just took this dumb ass shot to end the game. What was that? Anyways, no, though I feel like it was Jeremy Grant and then oh yeah, oh you didn't mention Fred VanVleet. I feel like that move was trash too.
I thought you were going to mention that one.
I talked about it earlier. No, I talked about that earlier. That move was terrible. I get it though. I guess because so like the Rockets' whole thing was like we're gonna bring in culture, we're gonna bring in defense. That's what Ime Udoka said before he came as a coach. He wanted to bring in before free agency. He wanted to bring in culture and defense, and so you get culture, I guess. But Fred VanVleet wasn't even spoken highly of as far as being a Raptor in the last couple of years. Also, Dylan Brooks, you can get those culture defense guys for a lot cheaper.
Yeah,
a lot cheaper.
Culture.
You have to spend the money, I guess, but like you can spend the money, and so like Fred VanVleet has some flexibility. I think in the third year they can get out of that contract. The Dylan Brooks contract they can get out of that until like it's guaranteed. I think so. It's like nah, bro. I'm not really messing with that. But speaking of summer league, I just talked about Wemby, who just had a great bounce back game, his second game. Give me you guys is your first. I got the wrong one on here. What is it? Oh, here you go. Way too early. Not wait too. Summer league first impressions. So give me a player from the summer league that you guys were impressed with, and give me a player you guys were disappointed with.
All right, so first I'm gonna start off with somebody who I'm disappointed in, and I'm kind of mad that I made this TikTok the other day because I thought he was gonna turn it around. Brandon Miller. I just don't see the direction with him. Like in the first game, he came out terrible. His defense wasn't good, and then he was just fouling. But then again, he showed like some instincts on defense as well. And then at the end of the game, he started to turn it up. It was kind of garbage time, but he started to turn it up. And then in a way, he kind of started efficient. I think he had like 18. I don't know the rest. I don't know the stat line, but he looked decent, I guess. And then in the second game, he came out, I think shot 2 or 4 from 3. Like he just looked more fluid. Like I said in that TikTok, I thought what he was trying to do is like all the negatives that people had, like the negative perceptions on him, which was getting to the rim. They don't think that he's gonna be able to deal with the physicality in the lane and all that stuff. I thought he was just trying to prove that like to be a misconception or something. I compared that to Zion coming out and shooting threes and mid ranges in his summer league debut. So then when he changed it up in the second game, I think shot 2 or 4 for 3, and then it went downhill again. And then today, like he shot terrible again. So I don't know what it is. I know that the guards on his team, he has James Bouknight, Nick Smith Jr. Like he doesn't have the guards to get him in play, but still like. I don't think that's an excuse for these terrible shooting numbers. He doesn't look fluid. I don't know. Like he does have defensive potential. One thing that I talk about a lot is when he went up against Wemby in the post. I like his hands. Like again, he shows a lot of defensive potential. But then again, like I don't know, bro. I don't really see it. I know that there's a lot of people who underperform in the summer league and then they became like stars and stuff like that. So again, I don't want to take it too far, but I just don't like what I'm seeing. I don't really see too much upside out of him. But going. No, you can go. You can go.
No, I was just saying, who do you like? I thought you were just gonna end it.
Oh yeah. And then a player that I'm really impressed with is, I don't really want to take you guys' stuff, but I'm gonna just go and say Amen. I know that he's not gonna play in the summer league, but what I saw from him was very great. His playmaking, his defense. Teef says that he locked up Scoot. I don't think he locked up Scoot, but I feel like he showed a lot of great defense. I think it was one play where he got beat off the dribble and then he back tapped the ball, like stuff like that. Like even if you do get beat, like I still want to see like stuff like that where you're not giving up on the defensive end, and then his playmaking ability is just crazy. So yeah, those are somebody who I'm impressed with and who I'm not impressed with.
I'll go next. I'm not gonna lie, you can call me a casual. I've been off the summer league, as I guess as much as these other two guys have. But as far as who's impressed me, has definitely been the Thunder core. Kaysen and Chet, I thought it both looked good. Especially, I mean, Jalen Williams, but Kaysen looked like he controlled the ball. Jalen Williams just looks very good, and Chet looks actually like he put on muscle. I don't know.
No,
I
no,
thought,
no, no. You
yes,
haven't been
yes,
watching,
yes.
kid.
He's
You
been.
have not been watching.
I'm sorry. I'm
Bro,
sorry.
looks skinny.
Yes,
He's still
yes,
looks the same.
yes.
Yeah, no, no, no.
Because he doesn't. He does not jump with people like he did. He jumps. He starts jumping now. He's actually trying to go for blocks. Like, I'm sorry. He was getting pushed around in college. In college, he was getting bodied at Gonzaga. Like, he's actually putting his body on the line. Maybe it's just a mental thing.
He was doing that last summer league though.
He got injured last.
No, he played summer league last year.
I don't think he played the whole thing. I thought the.
No, he played the whole thing. He
was
got injured.
before.
He got
You
injured.
got him. You got injured in
Was
that
he
cross
before?
ran.
I
program.
thought that was before. Regardless, the Thunder cores look good. It's been happy to see. I've been excited to see that. As far as disappointments, it's just been. I guess I don't really have one. I'm not really on as far on the Brandon Miller hate as other people are. I just thought
It's not hate. He's just not good. He's not good as of right
Oh,
now.
okay.
The fouling thing's kind of crazy. I'm not gonna try and cover that up. The fouling thing's kind of crazy, but yeah, I'm not gonna give up on him that fast. So
No, I'm not giving up on him. Just as of right now, it doesn't look good.
all right.
A player I was impressed with. I got like 4. I ain't gonna lie. I've been locked in on summer league watching. Keontae George through 4 games, averaging 20 points and 6 assists. Last game he had 33 points and 10 assists.
See, that's not fair, bro. That's not fair.
What?
First off, you can't say give us a player and give us another player, and then you talking about you have 4 players, dude. Like it's not fair.
No,
Just give us one player.
I always open up the floor. You know, you can say some more players. You know, you've been impressive with. You always have share your thoughts. It's just open decorum. But anyways, I just used that word wrong. anyways.
What?
That's definitely not a real thing.
Anyways. I was impressed. I was highly impressed with Keontae George. 33 points, 10 assists on relatively good efficiency. Knocked down a 3 ball. Showed great. You know, he got to the line a little bit. Was competent on defense. He lost a lot of weight since he came from Baylor. I think he was at like 215. He's down to like 190 or something like that now, or it's like closer to 200. I think he's down like 15 pounds. So I've been very impressed with him. I think the Jazz really got a bucket. They got a bucket. He gonna be one of the premier scorers in the NBA. I think Keontae George will. I think the Jazz got a steal at 16. Kind of remind me a little bit of Donovan Mitchell without like a little bit less athleticism. But
bro, I can't. Oh my gosh, I can't. First off, oh my gosh, Latif is the most like hypocritical dude I've ever seen.
What?
First, I've been so high on Keontae George, and then I talked to him earlier today
talking about
in the PlayStation party, and then he was very critical of Keontae George. He was talking about, oh my gosh, he doesn't create enough space.
He doesn't. No. I said
create space. I don't see it translating on NBA level.
Why are you lying?
What do you mean? What am I
lying
lying about?
Because I said the 10 assists were more impressive than the points for me because his points he didn't create a lot of space. He did a lot of tough shots, and I don't if those tough shots are not falling. I feel like sometimes he doesn't create enough space and get enough open looks as he should be in the NBA. Now it's summer league, so
he's going to be a premier. You think he's going to be a premier scorer in the league, though?
Yes, because he can hit tough shots. He's been able to hit tough shots his entire career. I've actually been watching him since before IMG, before he was like in high school. I actually made a video on Keontae George. I made a video on Keontae George that's on TikTok right now that I made months and months ago. So I've been high on Keontae George. I've been saying he's one of my favorite players.
Chief, I've been talking about Keontae George, bro.
Okay, I'm saying my point is though, it's like Keontae George. It's obviously all players have something to get better at. He needs to get better at creating space. He needs to get better at attacking the basket and drawing fouls. Also, I don't know if that playmaking production is going to be consistent. He had 10 assists. I don't know if he's going to continue to do that. That's not his game. He's not really a point guard. But from what I've been seeing in the summer league, I've been impressed with Keontae George. What I've been seeing in the summer league, I've been impressed with Jabari Smith. I know he's a second-year player, but I've been saying Jabari Smith is my breakout player for next season.
What? I've never heard that once.
Well, I haven't said it on the podcast. I have said it to Jaedon, so I don't know why. I've said it to Jaedon.
So, Jaedon, has he ever said that?
He has.
Okay, then. Thank you. I love his face-up game. I think he can continue to improve on that. He's never gonna be a type of player that can put the ball on the floor consistently. I feel like that's not his game. But as long as he has competent dribbles, I think he's gonna be a close to elite defender. He's a good rim protector, good off help side. So I like to see that. He started off very, very slow. I'm not gonna lie. In the first half of that first game, I was like, bro, this is dark. It was getting dark. He struggled throughout his first season, so he got it going in the later part of his first season. But when he came out struggling in the first game of that summer league, it was looking dark. But then in the second half, he literally had like 28 points in the second half. Finished the game with 33 points. 35 points. Today he had 38 points. He was talking his shit to James Wiseman. So Jabari Smith is killing. He had like 38 points today, and I think the last three quarters, he had like 50 points in the last 3 quarters, like last 6 quarters, something like that. Another player I've been impressed with, Max Christie, from the Los Angeles Lakers. I've been high on Max Christie since Rolling Meadows High School. And he's from Illinois.
I don't even, do you even know he went to MSU? Because
yes, what are you talking about,
you
bro?
hate on
I've been
Michigan
like,
State so much.
That's crazy. That is crazy. That's crazy.
Like,
no.
What
What are you talking about? I knew he went to MSU.
There.
I just said I've been watching him since Rolling Meadows. He went to Rolling Meadows.
I know. I'm just saying you hate on my school so much. I'm surprised you.
Bro,
like
no. I like Max Christie. He's a Lakers guy. I love him. He's been showing a lot. He's been attacking the basket very well. Defending, hitting a three.
Did you just think he was gonna be a Lakers guy like when he was in high school?
No, I liked him in high school because he's from Illinois.
Okay.
He had a good game. I don't think he should have went to Michigan State because that's not the place you really go to develop your talent as far as going to the NBA. But he went there.
JJJ.
That's one player.
Magic Johnson.
Miles Bridges. Draymond Green.
Exactly.
Not really though. We're not really though. Anyways,
where's the drop off? Where's the drop off?
That's like you getting a whole bunch of outliers. I feel like you went to places like Kentucky, Duke, even somewhere different like that really develops their players.
Two schools.
I just feel like he could have chose. I think he was like the number 9th ranked player in the nation. He could have went anywhere besides.
He was high. Yeah, he was high. He should stay in school for another year. He was raw. He's a raw prospect.
But yeah, he's showing a lot of development, attacking the basket, creating off the dribble. His 3-point shot is coming along. He's a competent defender. I love Max Christie. I think he's a good rotational player for the Lakers this season. Also, last player, Amin Thompson, but Jaden already mentioned him, so I won't get into it. A player I was disappointed is Brandon Miller. But I feel like Jaden already went through why he hasn't been playing well. I'm not gonna lie though. I think he has motor issues. He's been fouling a lot. I'm not really high on his creation ability off the dribble. His 3-point shot hasn't been going down as much as it could. But again, like Jaden said, he's playing with James Bucknight and Nick Smith as his point guards. As soon as he gets next to LaMelo, I think we'll see him come into like a great off the ball player. I'm not high on his potential, to be honest, but I think like his potential is like an all-star level player as peak. I think his floor is like MPJ, but yeah, I still think they should pick Scoot. Scoot came in day one. He looked poised. He looked NBA ready body. He looked like he'd been doing this because he has been doing this, playing against players that these players he's been playing against for the last 2 seasons because a lot of these players have been in G League. So Scoot looks ready. Brandon Miller is not. Another player was James Bucknight. You're like James Bucknight is like year 3. He's struggling.
He's year 2. I wanted him.
No, he's not. Last year was year 2.
No, I thought he was in Giddy's. I thought he was in Giddy's class. No, did we pick? Yeah, no, we picked someone else. I wanted James Bouknight on the Thunder. I was so high on James Bouknight, and he is not panned out.
No, it's looking dark for James Bouknight.
That's sad.
Another stinker for Michael Jordan. But for another player, I know this guy did kind of turn it up at the end of the game. He kind of found his flow. But Jaden Ivey, bro, I feel like if you're a second-year player, you should be, if not dominant, you should look very comfortable. Like everything, like you should be in rhythm at all times because you've seen the game, you know the pace. Like you should look poised. And I feel like in the first game, Jaden Ivey didn't look poised at all. And then earlier in the game, he finished the game 9 for 15 from the field, 2 for 6 from the 3-point line. He had 7 fouls, 4 turnovers. So in the grand scheme of things, he didn't do too bad, but it just seems like he doesn't look in rhythm most times. And I feel like if you're a second-year player, if you're not dominating, you should still look like you're better than all the others, in my opinion. So I'm not really too satisfied with Jaden Ivey, but it's looking like he may have hit his stride now, like he's going to pick it up. And then also, it's not that I'm disappointed in this player, but I just want to see more. Asar, he had a better game, and he got way more touches than he did in the first game. But I would like to see – actually, I don't think that this is the team for Asar Thompson. Like I think that Cam Whitmore could have been a better pick. Jarris Walker could have been a better pick. I just don't like Asar on his
Jarris,
team.
Jarris look good. Jarris look kind
Yeah,
of good.
Jarris
Jarris
does
look
look good. I think Asar doesn't really fit this team. First, you're gonna have Cade with the ball in his hands. You're gonna have Jaden Ivey with the ball in his hands. What is Asar gonna be doing? He's gonna be sitting in a corner doing the same actions that he's doing in the summer league. We've seen that when he has the ball in his hands, he's a good playmaker. His passing ability is insane, but then again, he can't really shoot like that. I think when he airballed like 2 shots today or one, something like that.
I see.
I don't think he's gonna be a good overall player coming into the NBA now.
I think
Yeah, so he I feel like he has to have the ball in his hands, and with this team, like how it's constructed, where it's going, I don't think that it's gonna be like that. And then I don't think you're gonna put your fifth pick, somebody who has that amount of playmaking ability in the corner, have him sit in the corner. Like, no, I don't really like the fit, bro.
both Thompson twins, I think, just got put in tough situations, right? Like they got all the potential in the world, but Houston's just got so many guys, and Detroit's just a tough situation. Like they had the potential to be great players. They just
I
got.
think Amen is in a way better situation than Asar actually.
I don't.
Because your guys now that you have, again, you did get Fred VanVleet, and that stops a lot of stuff. But the guys that you have now are people that you can't have on ball. Like putting them in. Let's say you don't get Fred VanVleet, you put him in next to Jalen Green. That works wonders for Jalen Green. You put him in next to Jabari Smith. That works wonders for Jabari Smith. So
I,
yeah, I
I
think
also.
Amen is in a way better position.
I don't know. I also
Honestly.
think that like Amen, if he like has a good first year, I think it's pretty obvious he could be the guy, right? Like if Jalen Green steps back and he steps up, he could be the guy for the future. Like Asar has to do so much to be the guy. It's like it is Cade's team, right? It's Cade's team.
Mm,
No,
Like
I'm not gonna Amin is in a way better situation. I
way
feel
better
like
situation.
yeah,
you can
I was gonna say
you can play let's be honest, you can play Amin, Jalen Green, and you can play Fred VanVleet all on the same court because on offense you can have Amin bringing the ball up the court, creating for Jalen Green, creating for Fred VanVleet. I think Jalen Green is gonna be a good off the ball player. I think because he's a good cutter and I think he can knock down open threes. And I feel like Fred VanVleet can also do the same thing besides cut. He can knock down open threes, he can defend. And you can have guard the best wing defender, the player on defense. So you can have you can have a lineup of Fred VanVleet, and Jalen Green on the court at the same time. So he's definitely in a much better situation than
that's what
Asor.
I'm saying. I'm not trying to compare the situation. I'm just saying there's a lot of bodies, there's a lot of mouths to feed in Houston too, right? Like I'm not saying it's like this easy situation. It's
I
not
don't
like
think it's bad. I don't think it's bad.
Hey, we
I
talking
think
about
other,
Amin? Nah. For like Cat Whitmore, yes. But
I
like
think
Amin,
other teams can just give the rookies the keys, right? I'm sorry. Scoot on that Blazers team, if Dame gets out, it's Scoot, right? Scoot gets the keys to the team. It's obvious. Like I think there's still some people who'd rather get like Jalen Green be the guy than Amen.
I think Amin's gonna have the keys to the offense. I think he's gonna be
Yeah, I don't know.
the pivotal playmaker for them. I believe that. And we've seen in his first game in OT, he's gonna be a very good point of attack defender, a very good help side defender. He's gonna be very good in transition.
Yeah.
He did a great job running offense in his first game in summer league. Players weren't hitting shots, and they just need to have him bring the offense the ball up the court every play. I'm not gonna lie. As far as the summer league team, but he's not playing anymore. I wanted to say also I was impressed with Anthony Black. Showed a lot of patience. His pace of play is amazing. He's great on the defense end. He's great in the pick and roll. I do have some concerns about his ability to create the off the dribble for himself. But I'm not gonna lie. You have Franz, you have Paulo.
They have
You don't really
scores.
need to do that as much as you
Yeah.
know you would like. So
They got
I
bodies.
think he was the correct pick. They're gonna have to move off Jalen Suggs and Cole Anthony, or Jalen Suggs or Cole Anthony, or probably both of them.
I'm taking. I like Cole Anthony still. I'm sorry. I think Cole Anthony is a bench point guard, as a bench.
And he does a lot for their locker room.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to the NBA announced the midseason tournament. They announced it like I think either yesterday or it was last night. They announced the in-season tournament. Yeah, so basically the in-season tournament I think it's gonna happen like it's like they did like the soccer stuff. You know how,
Yeah, so 100%. This is exactly like soccer. This is exactly like soccer. The way they do pool play, and you got the pool play. It's all built into the regular season, which I kind of like. Right? It makes sense. I think it's cool that it's built in the regular season. But yeah, it's just like I don't know. It's when is it again? What's the time? It's middle of the season, right?
It's November.
It starts in November and ends like December 7th or something like that.
It's just like
December 9th or something.
It's like a holiday tournament, right? Like it's just like a holiday tournament, and that's it. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know.
I just don't get the incentive.
That's what I was about to get into, Jaden.
Money.
I don't. Yeah.
Okay, so they released all 6 groups. I'm going to say all 6 groups after I say the incentives. So basically, the first place winner, you get $500,000 per player for the first place winner. Second place winner, you get $200,000. Third place winner, you get $100,000. Fourth place, you get $50,000. The groups are Group 1 is the 76ers, Cavs, Hawks, Pacers, and Pistons. Group 2 is the Bucks, Knicks, Heat, Wizards, and Hornets. Group 3 is the Celtics, Nets, Raptors, Bulls, and Magic. Group 4 is the Grizzlies, Suns, Lakers, Jazz, and Blazers. Group 5 is the Nuggets, Clippers, Pelicans, and Mavericks. And then Group 6 is Kings, Warriors, Wolves, Thunder, Spurs.
I got one thing. I wish they would have not done conferences. I wish they would have mixed conferences. I think it would have been more fun to see other, like, I mean, I don't know if you actually get rivalries, but like to see if you could actually get LA and Boston playing in a meaningful game. You know what I mean? Like, that's not the finals. Like, if you could try and I get it's a lot of flying, right? A lot of it has to do with flying back and forth, east and west, and all that stuff. But I think that I don't think conferences really matter in the long run. So I think it would be kind of fun to see them mix east and west.
I'm not gonna lie. Ever since Adam Silver has came into the NBA, like ever since Adam Silver has became the NBA commissioner, he's been cooking. People didn't think that the play-in was gonna be a good thing, but we've seen over the last 3 seasons, it's been highly competitive basketball. It's been entertaining basketball. The ratings have gone up after the midseason. The play-in games. So this could be another thing like that. We all thought that the play-in was gonna be bad, but the in-season tournament might actually be a good thing. It's all up to the players. If the players are balled in and the players want to play hard, then this will be very entertaining. You get $500,000, and I think the players can the bench players are definitely gonna be into it. They're gonna be pushing their starters to play hard because everybody probably gonna want to win $500,000 for a undrafted rookie or a bench piece.
It's also pride. It's also pride. I'm sorry, winning a game is winning a game. It's especially though it's like all 1 game playoffs. I think the only team who plays, I thought it was something like everybody plays 82 games except the champions. The championship is an extra game, so whoever makes it there plays 83. But besides it's whatever. But like I don't know, it's just competitive. You know what I mean? Like if you put 500K at the end of the line, like players are going to be competitive. Like I think people are going to want to win.
I don't think so. What is 500K to these millionaires, bro?
No, listen, Jaden.
Pride, it's pride.
No, I think the $500,000 is going to come into effect because we think about it. Like players like 7 through 15 on the roster, $500,000 is a lot of money to them. Like not every player is making.
It'd be like half their contract.
Yeah, like some players, like the average contract in the NBA was like $7 million, something like that. Like so, someone that's making $7 million a year, $500,000 is still a decent chunk of change. Like you get fined that. That's obviously still crazy. Like I feel like the bench players are going to show out. I feel like the bench players are going to push their starters because you got to think about it like this, Jaden. If I'm a bench player or I'm a star player, right? I want to give my teammate extra $500,000. You want to do that, bro? And we all thought the play-in wasn't going to be a good idea. I feel like this is going to be a great idea for the NBA.
No. I thought the play-in was a good idea. What do you mean?
Well, a lot of people didn't, though. A lot of people didn't.
So I think it's big steps to the NBA. Adam Silver's been doing he's thinking about the future a lot, and other leagues have kind of followed with that, right? Like NFL, they add another playoff team. MLB add another playoff team, but this is all after Adam Silver's kind of put stuff into motion. So I think the NBA is thinking about the future. They're thinking about how to make more money. I think a big part of this is the championships getting played in Vegas, right? The final 3 games getting played in Vegas. So Vegas gets basketball. Vegas, probably expansion within the next 2 years, I'm going to assume. They're going to want to put a basketball court there so you can play the tournament there. My biggest question, though, is how much are we going to value these championships, these little victories? Is there any value to someone winning it, or is it kind of just the money and that's it?
Nobody's going to be like, oh, my gosh, LeBron won the first NBA Cup. I don't think
NBA Cup is crazy.
That's really what they're calling it, though.
I'm not gonna lie. There's gonna be someone what if Dame would have won one of these cups, and it's just Dame's only championship is this. There's got to be someone down the future who's gonna be a loyal guy, and they win this cup, and it's like Pat Bev, when Pat Bev went crazy for winning the playing game. Someone's gonna have a celebration like that for this. Watch.
No, that was just foolishness. Yes, and then it's circumstances that goes into it. I think getting into the playoffs serves a way better purpose than winning this in season.
I think he was tasked. Adam Silver was tasked to make the regular season more important for viewers, for the NBA. He wants to give players incentive to play. He wants to stop low management. So what else was he supposed to do, Jaden? I think this is a step in the right direction. Adam Silver has been cooking since he got in it. Adam Silver has been cooking. Isn't he the one that changed the draft lottery stuff too? where teams can't really tank anymore.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so
I
Adam
didn't
Silver's been
chase
cooking
others.
since he got in as a commissioner, bro.
He has. I just don't see. I feel like okay. I get what you're saying. Like there's gonna be players that want to get the people like on the end of the bench and all that stuff more money again cool, but I
For
feel like
sure.
that's still gonna stop. That's gonna stop a lot of stuff in the grand scheme of things. Like let's say Bron. I don't want to wish this on Bron, but like let's say the Lakers have a huge opportunity to win the in season tournament. And then I guess they need to load manage Brown or something. Like you think they're not gonna load manage Brown because of the in season tournament and stuff like that, and
In
then
all
it
fairness, it's
jeopardizes
far
them
enough.
losing the in season tournament.
It's
Like
far enough.
I,
It's far enough away from the playoffs. In all fairness, it is like ends in December. Playoffs start in like what, April? So you do
I'm
have like there is like a lot of time to where like
Also,
you can care
there are
about it.
literally so many other games you can low manage LeBron. Like there's so many. Like, these are going to be games against teams that are especially like let's look at the. Cause I think we should talk about this like the best group, whatever. The Lakers group is Grizzlies, Suns, Lakers, Jazz, Blazers. That's competitive. That's competitive group.
The Jazz
LeBron's gonna be playing those games. Do y'all know if these games count against their record?
Yes, this is like regular season
yeah.
stuff.
Okay,
These
so
are,
yeah, he's
these are
definitely gonna be
built
playing
into
that.
the regular season. Like it is a
He's
82
not
game
low
season.
managing against the Grizzlies or Suns or
Yeah,
probably maybe not even the
Man,
Jazz.
that's why I
He
like
might
it.
low manage against the Blazers, yes. But I see the Blazers, yes, but not the Suns or the Grizzlies.
Like I like this because it gives more motivation. So first of all, like I get it. Are we all gonna tune into a game, a Grizzlies Lakers rematch, right, on like a random November night? Like without this, sure. But if you're putting like people actually want to win, there's money involved for play. Like players care about the game more. Like it's gonna be a more enjoyable game to watch. Like it might just be a better game as a whole. You know what I'm saying? Like if there's more incentive to win the game, players are gonna want to win more, play harder, whatever. So I think especially like when it gets towards that like in the tournament when you have teams like I'm not saying it's gonna be a finals preview or anything, but you're gonna have the best teams match up, and you're gonna see it, I guess, more often, right? You're
I
gonna
guess
see the
so.
Bucks, you're gonna see the Heat, you're gonna see the Nuggets, and you're gonna see the like, you know what I'm saying? Like the best teams are gonna match up. So
I don't see it, bro.
All right, let's move on to the NFL. I feel like we haven't talked about the NFL in a long time, but stuff is starting back up. Training camp is going on right now. Let's get into our way too early NFL award predictions. I'll go first. So, y'all want to go award by award, or should I just go through all mine?
No.
award by award's fine actually.
Award by award, okay. So for my MVP, I got Trevor Lawrence. I feel like he's gonna have a great season in the second season with Doug Peterson. You're getting Calvin Ridley. The offense is going to be very lethal. I feel like the division is very weak, so they're going to have a lot of wins, and that's the formula for being an MVP. A lot of wins, great season, up and coming star. Trevor Lawrence is my dark horse MVP candidate. I think he has a great shot of winning it. So for my MVP pick, I'm picking Trevor Lawrence, man.
As much as I want to pick Justin Herbert because I think he'll have a great year with his new weapon, I'm picking Lamar Jackson, and I think this is like I'm not gonna say it's a lock. I think the Ravens added depth on at the receiver position. He's happy to be back in Baltimore. Their defense is still great. They're in a semi-weak division. I'm sorry. I don't think the Steelers are
Semi-weak division.
I don't think the Steelers are Brown that scary. We
Are
talked
you
about
serious?
this.
Stop.
I'm low on both of them.
Stop.
The Bengals are a great
That is
team.
a tough division. That's gonna be one of the toughest divisions of football. That's actually an insane take for you to make.
No, I think
the Bengals are going to be a good team, and so are the Browns.
I'll put it this way. I think the Bengals and the Ravens are up here, and I think the Steelers and the Browns are far below.
That's crazy.
I'm sorry. Like when you
the
look
Browns
at
have one of the best rosters in the NFL. We already talked about this. The Browns have one of the best
I
rosters
still
in
don't
the
know what I'm
NFL.
going to see out of Deshaun Watson. I don't know what I'm going to see out of Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, obviously, but he's going to have a whole training camp with the team this year. I think Deshaun Watson's going to bounce back, but hey, comeback player of the year.
I am high on the Ravens. We'll see that later down this list, but I think Lamar is poised for a great year. Yeah, I'm not thinking twice about it. Lamar is, I think, should front runner, no, but he should definitely be top 3 in odds.
He got to stay healthy.
Everybody's got to stay healthy.
But he's been injury prone the last 2 seasons.
True. I'm going with Lamar too. I think just like getting the money and all this other stuff, like I think that's gonna factor into him becoming MVP. First time, why are MVPs just the quarterbacks? Like I just noticed that.
That's what it is.
It's the most valuable position in sports. You know what I mean? Like it's the most important position in sports. Like it's just how it is. I'm sorry. Like unless some running back has an insane year Or see, Cooper Kupp got the Triple Crown, and he still didn't even like really get it because it was Rodgers. You know what I mean? Like
Didn't Todd Gurley get like an MVP or am I tweaking?
Todd Gurley was insane. I think right. Did he
No,
get
he's
it?
never
He was,
he's
he
never
was
won
offensive
MVP.
player of the year. He was
He's
offensive
never won
player of the year.
MVP.
The last
The
running
last
back.
running back was Adrian Peterson.
It wasn't
Oh,
Shaun
okay.
Alexander.
No, it was Adrian Peterson.
What 20? I don't even remember.
Adrian
But yeah,
Peterson won
no.
MVP. What are y'all casuals? Jesus Christ.
The Aaron Donald won it. JJ Watt won it. JJ Watt won it.
No, he did not.
Am I tweaking?
Yes. What are
Bro,
y'all talking
last
about?
MVPs have literally all been quarterbacks. Actually,
I don't think JJ Watt did not win MVP, bro. What are we talking about?
who was last year?
What?
Rodgers?
Mahomes won MVP last year.
No, he finished second. I thought he got it. Never mind, my fault. I tweaked. JJ Watt was
When was Aaron Rodgers MVP? I swear that was last year.
2 years ago.
So last year, okay.
Yeah, any year before that, by the way.
Yeah, he went back to back. Yeah. I thought you spacing it out.
My offensive rookie, not offensive rookie. My offensive player of the year is gonna be Tyreek Hill. I think he'll have another amazing season. If Tua stays healthy, he's gonna be one of the best wide receivers in the NFL. So I'm gonna go with him for my offensive player of the year. Could have picked Jay Jettis, but I was lazy, so I didn't pick him. So yeah.
No, I'm going with Jay Jettis.
Yeah, I was gonna say, call me lazy.
I think Justin Jefferson is just a better receiver than Tyreek Hill. Who's their quarterback? Is this still Captain Kirk?
Yeah.
I mean, he's bad, but I mean, well, he's not bad. He's feasible, but yeah, Justin Jefferson. He's gonna stack up a whole bunch of yards. He's gonna get all his stats. I think you gotta go Justin Jefferson.
Adam Thielen's gone. Dalvin Cook's gone. I get Jordan Addison's there, but he's still a rookie. JJ will eat in that offense still. He'll be the number one option by far. KJ Osborne might get touches. Obviously, TJ Hawkinson will be, but I like Alexander Madison a lot, but he's not going to take the command of the offense. So JJ is there. Close second is CMC. CMC will have a whole summer to train with the 49ers. He looked great in the games he played. He's a Swiss Army knife on that team. He could do everything on that team. Yeah.
I got a question though. Do you think offensive player of the year, like they take into account winning or no?
No.
Go look up the past few offensive player of the years and tell me if any of those teams are losers, like are going to be bad. Because I feel like the Vikings might be bad.
No, because didn't CMC win one?
Go look.
I can't spell offense.
Because I feel like, it probably won't be heavy, but if the Vikings are terrible, then
Jettis, Cup, Henry, Thomas, Mahomes, Gurley,
all those
Matt
players
Ryan,
winning. All those teams are winning. But listen though. Also, I feel like this year teams are going to lock in even more on Jay Jettis, and if they start double teaming him and triple teaming him, then we might.
Do you think teams are going to lock in on Jalen Waddle? Or sorry, Tyreek Hill?
He has Jalen Waddle right there.
Yeah, Jalen Waddle. Yeah,
it's not gonna be possible. My defensive player of the year is Michael Parsons. I feel like they're gonna give it to him this year. They didn't give it to him last year. Nick Bosa won it. I think that the Cowboys defense is gonna be even better this year with the addition of Stephon Gilmore. It's gonna give him more time to rush a passer. They're gonna look at his versatility, his production, the advantages he creates for the other people in the defense. He's gonna win defensive player of the year.
Yeah, I'm going with Michael Parsons. First off, bro, the Cowboys look elite, but the crazy thing is, Dak is still at the helm of the quarterback.
Oh my God!
So that means that they're not going anywhere. But no.
Was Dak not injured last year? Or yes or no? I feel like he was injured. I don't feel like I actually know it. I'm just asking you. Do you know that?
That doesn't help your case. I'm sorry. Like he was injured. He still choked when it mattered. They sucked in playoffs.
First off, Dak has a long history of being ass. I mean, hold on.
That's not true, bro. That's not even true.
What do you mean?
What's he done? Let me know. What's he done?
Bro, he's been like a top 10 quarterback for like the last 3-4 seasons. What are we talking about?
I don't think that's saying much. Anyways,
not saying much.
I don't think it is. What has he done?
No, I'm not. He has not done anything in the playoffs. The Cowboys are chokers, but I'm not gonna lie. He's not ass. That's kind of crazy.
He will never get them over the hump. I don't know what to say, but yeah, I'll go with Michael Parsons.
That's basic answers. Give me Chris Jones. Phenomenal year last year. He's the one piece on that Chiefs defense that has not changed. Chris Jones was amazing last year. I hope he picks up the pace this year. They could repeat. Why are you tweaking? That's your boys. That's your team, man. That's the worst defense in the NFL because Patrick Mahomes carries the offense and the defense.
That is your team.
That's not my team. But go ahead.
I'm just saying, like Chris Jones. Why are you mocking me?
Chris
Jones was a dog last year.
Jets are your team.
No. Patrick Mahomes is my guy, but we know this though.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, what you mad at?
I don't have a team. You know how I do teams.
Is Chris Jones not good?
No, he's elite.
No, Chris Jones
He's
is
a top
what?
3 defense end, and probably top 5 defense end in the NFL. I'm
Top
not mad
five.
at the pick. I'm not mad at the pick. He definitely could. He was in contention this year. He probably could have
He was
won it.
third, I think. He was third.
Yeah. My offensive rookie of the year is gonna be Bryce Young. I feel like he's gonna be the best rookie quarterback this season. They give us quarterbacks most of the time, unless a wide receiver goes crazy. I feel like he can probably have the Panthers in playoff contention. I feel like they will be like a 7-8 win team this season. The division is weak. I think he'll eat. Their offensive weapons. What do you got? You got DJ Chark,
Miles Sanders.
Miles Sanders,
Adam
Latif
Thielen.
Shenault, Adam Thielen. But the coaching staff is elite. I think what they got Josh McCown over there.
It's all first-year head coaches. I thought.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
Josh McCown's never
No,
coached.
who is it? No, he's gonna be a great quarterback coach. I don't think this is his first year doing it either. They
He was a
got
high school coach. He was a
I'm
high school
blanking.
coach.
I'm blanking. What is
It's,
his name?
it's
Frank Reich.
Reich.
Frank Reich
Frank
is a head coach. He's been
Yeah.
good with quarterbacks. They got Jim Caldwell over there too. Elite coaching staff. He's in a good situation. I think he's in the best situation out of all of the rookie quarterbacks. So I'm going offensive rookie of the year for Bryce Young.
I got
Who you
next.
got, Max?
Bijan will take that entire offense. Desmond Ritter, I don't know what you're getting out of him. Whether it's Ritter or Heineke, they have a very underrated line. I think the only guarantee is that Bijan will get touches. Tyler Algier was good, don't get me wrong, when he got the touches. But Bijan, he'll be great. Fantasy football, I'll pick him in everything. Bijan is going to be a dog this year, in my opinion.
I got Bryce Young.
Oh, okay. Defense rookie of the year, I'm going Tyree Wilson. I think he'll get the opportunity over there on the Raiders. I think he's playing next to Max Crosby. I'm blanking on what's the other dude name? Chandler Jones, who had a down season last year. But I think Tyree Wilson will get the opportunity to get the shine over there on the Raiders to be the defense rookie of the year.
I'm taking Nolan Smith. Kind of just I like Will Anderson. I don't know if he's gonna be this year. There's a big hole in the linebacker position for them. Nolan Smith's got nothing but love from all of Eagles camp. I think Nolan Smith could be good. He's feeling it.
I mean, defense rookie of the year, I don't see it though because they got a lot of people over there. I don't know if he's gonna get like.
That's why I didn't want to go Jalen Carter, but I feel like they got more guys on the D line than they do in the linebacker position. You know what I'm saying?
I think another candidate is probably Chris Gonzalez from the Patriots. I think he could definitely be defense rookie of the year.
He's on Diggs, Garrett Wilson, and Tyreek Hill almost every other weekend. Like that's tough. So I was thinking about him, but like we gotta take it with a grain of salt because if he gets burned on those weekends, those are the best receivers in the league. But like it's the best exposure for him. So
no, I think Bill Belichick is obviously one of the best defensive coaches we've ever seen. So he'll train them up. I think they'll be fine over there. I think he'll be fine.
I was looking at Devon Witherspoon too, just because their secondary is elite, but I don't think he'll shine as much in that secondary because there are so many good players back there. So
yeah, I guess. I think he's a candidate too, though. He's a candidate too.
Coach of the year.
Coach of the year. I don't want to do Andy Reid, but I think it's gonna be Doug Peterson. I'm not gonna lie. I see the Jags. I think the Jags are gonna be like a 12-win team this year. Probably go like 12-5, and I think they'll be good enough for Coach of the year, especially them taking that jump from last year. I think they go 9-8.
I thought they went 10. Maybe they went 10.
They went 9-8 last year.
Oh.
So if they take that jump to like a 12-5 Super Bowl contender type team, then I think Doug Peterson will get good Coach of the year.
We went similar because you pick your quarterback and matched up with your coach. I did the same thing. I went with John Harbaugh, not Jim. John Harbaugh. I think I'm all in. I'm all in on Baltimore this year. I think they're so good. Only issue is they don't have like a number one receiver, but they got Mark Andrews who fits that role. So I think they're very good. They have Roquan Smith. Love Roquan Smith. Secondary is very good. Not a lot of holes in that team. So I'm very high on the Ravens.
All right, let's get into our AFC South record predictions. So I'm gonna read you the lines, and you just let me know. You're gonna go over or under. Let me get this up real quick. All right. So our AFC South record predictions. We get the Jags at 9.5 wins. You go over or under?
Over. Easy over. I got them doing 11 or 12 wins. I'm not thinking twice. You're muted.
You're muted, Jaedon. Are you?
I was trolling. I knew I was muted.
What'd you say?
No, I got over.
Oh, okay. I got over 2. I think they're gonna probably hit like 11 to 12 wins. The division is really weak. They got like 6 easy division wins. They might not lose a game in the division. But the Titans defense was good last year, so it may get them a little bit of trouble. Colts might still win. Who knows? but I got them going like 12-5 next season. We got the Texans at 6.5 wins.
Under. I got them getting 4 or 5. I think besides the Jags, I have all these teams very, very low on my list. I'm not very high on the rest of these teams at all. So I think Houston will have some promise, right? I think we'll see some strides from CJ Stroud. I think you'll see some stuff from Will Anderson. Damian Pierce will still be a workhorse back there. I think you'll see some like bright spots, but I'm not expecting a lot of stuff from these teams.
Yeah, I'm going like 5, 6.
I'm gonna go under on the Texans. I got them winning like 5 games. I think they'll have they would have a top pick this year, but they don't have it because they traded it away. So that's tough. So they're gonna have to be looking to compete. So they may go over because they have to look to compete. So make sure that pick they gave up was not that costly. They got CJ Stroud, Will Anderson coming in this year. D'Amico Ryan's over from the 49ers. I think he'll want to compete. So I could probably be seeing them getting like 6 wins, 5, 6 wins, but still under that 6.5 win mark. We got the Titans at 7.5 over under.
Under again. I got them going 4 or 5. I'm not high on them again. Derrick Henry, look for him to get moved the deadline. I'm saying like defense might be solid, but they have 3 quarterbacks who all can't really play football right now. A lot of development, right? I think you need to see a lot of strides from these guys. Not a lot of bright spots in that offense at all. So, yeah, I'm going under.
Yeah, under. What would you? What they're gonna win like 7, 6,
I got them winning like 4, 5.
4?
Yeah, no, the Titans. I don't think the Titans are good at all. They could be first round pick. They could be first overall pick material.
Ooh.
I feel like I have them in the Cardinals, especially if they try and trade Derrick Henry, right? If Derrick Henry wants to get traded or something, if he's gone, I think it's going to the Cardinals for the first pick.
Oh, okay.
They're bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got the Titans going under too. I think they could be the worst team in the NFL. The only thing that's like stopping my think about that is Mike Vrabel is one of the better head coaches in the NFL. Gets a lot out of his players. Last year, they were in contention for the division and almost to the last game of the season with Malik Willis at quarterback, with Ryan Tannehill being injured. They just ran the ball a lot, played great defense. So if Mike Vrabel can inspire them, I can see them winning like maybe 7 games. Because he's a great head coach and he gets a lot out of his players. Next up, the last team we got is the Colts at 6.5 wins.
This one's tough. I'll say under because I had them getting 6, but I think it's close. I think they're the second best team in the division. Take quarterback out of the picture. I think they're easily the most sound as far as rosters go. But Anthony Richardson, yes.
Anthony Richardson is going to ball out.
Out of those 3 teams, if you take quarterback out of the picture, I think the Colts
Jags have a very good roster.
No, I'm not counting the Jags.
Oh, okay.
I'm saying the Titans, Texans, and Colts. The Colts are the best roster. So I have the most confidence in them. Defensively, offensively. I think their O-line's had a terrible year. I think they'll be back. They still have a decent O-line. Still have Jonathan Taylor, Michael Pittman, and a lot of other teams. The other 2 teams definitely can't say that, right? They don't have a good receiver. They don't have a great running back and a decent O-line. So Anthony Richardson just needs to put it together, win a couple games, but I'll still say under.
I should have said Anthony Richardson for my
offensive rookie.
Yeah, I think he's gonna have a better year than Bryce Young, bro.
No, sorry, buddy, he's not.
So again, no.
Go ahead.
What was the under?
It was 6.5.
6.5. I'll get them like right under.
Yeah, I'll go under 2. I think I'll win 6 games. I looked at the schedule. As they might lose a lot of games in the division, but I think it'll be better than the Texans though. And no, I ain't gonna lie, it'll be the second best team in the division.
I agree.
Probably 6 or 7 wins. They got that coach from the Eagles, who I think will do a great job with Anthony Richardson. But I think he'll still have some developmental issues coming in, especially on his short throws. I think he has a big arm. He can obviously be able to run the ball. And having him and Jonathan Taylor in the backfield is going to be scary for teams. But I think as far as throwing the ball, he'll have to develop that a lot more.
They need a receiver.
He'll have some growing pains. They need him some more help on the outside. So they'll have some growing pains. The team will have some growing pains. But I think they'll be better than last year, though, for sure. They looked terrible last year. So
yeah,
I think the defense will be rejuvenated. I think the offense will be like one of the worst in the league, though, still. But that's episode 36, man. It was a long time since we recorded. So whoever's watching, thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for continuing to watch the channel. Subscribe to YouTube, like the video, follow us on Instagram.
I appreciate getting that video to 1,000, man. That's actually a big accomplishment, bro.
Oh yeah, the last video had 1,000. 1,200 views right now. Thank you guys so much. We had 275 subscribers. I want to hit 300 pretty soon. I want to see a lot of growth in our podcast. We got to be a lot more consistent. Well, actually, not gonna lie, we've been consistent. We just took a little break. We better be pushing out these videos, pushing out this content. Our Instagram reel's been doing pretty well. The one we did about Wemby in our last episode or last few episodes, that I was just watching that on like a few seconds ago. I think let me go look at how many views it has. It has
like
20,000 views. 20,000 views. Yeah, and someone is still commenting on that right now. So thank you guys for all your support. Follow us on Instagram, follow us on TikTok, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and we are out, man.
Wait. Follow me on Twitter at Jaedon 1K Jaedon 1K.
Description.
It's a lot of analysis on there. So like if you want to, see some live analysis, then go follow me.
Yo, cut it. Cut the show.
Yeah, analysis, some other stuff. We're not gonna get into it. That's what you need to chill out. Anyways,
my god.
That was so great shit. Y'all go follow his Twitter. Just ignore the simping on there. But we gonna ignore that. But y'all, thank y'all for watching though. We out.